Welcome to the Earth to World project. This is a new moon Leo reading, 18th to the 19th of August 2020, over the coming month. The new moon cycle in Leo occurs on the 18th of August. However, as 2020 is a leap year, its astrological energies begin around the 19th of August. So this new moon period affects people in different manners, depending on where Leo falls in your sun and your rising signs and the geographic region that you reside in the world. So it's wise to have a look at your birth chart. So the new moon cycle in Leo brings positive aspects and represents new beginnings, new priorities, new directions. And the sun in Leo is a period of inspiration and creativity. And this Leo new moon influences your personal power, creativity and romantic energies. So the sun and the moon and Mercury are all in Leo during this period. Leo also symbolises luck, creativity, extroversion, sports, good fortune, willpower, creativity, strength, romance, fun, sunshine, holidays and happiness in life. So when the sun conjuncts with the moon, it gives insight into one's own self and identity. So with the sun and the moon in Leo, sun gives life and it's dynamic and it has outgoing aspects, and the moon represents the emotional aspects. So this links to one's regional birthplace and family connections in life. So the Leo new moon, it's extroverted and fiery Leo influences events over the coming month. So this new moon period aligns with Mercury as well. And the challenging aspects are the intense energies with Saturn's restrictive energies. Its favourable aspects are with ambitious and fiery Mars. Leo trines with Mars. So this is a tense period for both a personal and a global level. It also represents a slowdown of Aries energy. So during this period there's passion, there's drive, there's courageousness to start new projects, new belief systems, new philosophies in life. The trine aspect with the South Lunar Node has a sextile with the North Node. So this indicates choices that need to be made in one's life. So to shift one into a truer heart-based alignment with their individual, family and social related goals, there must be congruence here to achieve one's desired outcome. Perceptions related around lost relationships, old relationships, romantic relationships may resurface during this period, as the divine masculine energies of the personalities involved have been healed or are being healed. The North Lunar Node represents one's strengths and their true direction in life, and the South Lunar Node is one's weaknesses and behaviours and belief systems and dependencies in life. So it's an ideal time to change one's philosophies and direction in life. In early September, one's new plans and projects that they start on during this new moon period may begin to manifest if they work consistently towards achieving their goals and they're aligned with their heart. Leo also harmonises with warlike Mars and Aries. Therefore, activities that revolve around recreation, social activities, parties, sporting activities, romance, they may be in focus over the coming month. So Mars is a fiery, military-based sign, and Mars transits through Aries for several more months to come. So it creates reactive energies in high-pressure environments. During this period, Mercury and Gemini also influences personable relations with communications, planning, brainstorming, ideation, and the like. Mars in Aries also is square to Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. These are very intense energies, where their fist is clasped very shut. It's very powerful, intense energies. Capricorn is in tension with Mars and Leo planets. So it's a time ideally to look inward, to focus on the soul's journey, and to focus on creative projects with the Venus and the Mercury influences. So Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto are all retrograde to Capricorn until around December 2020. These activities represent commerce, career structure. There may be some delays in relation to commerce activities and career activities taking off at this time, or a slowing down of these activities. Saturn presents governmental and power-based structures, and the Mars-Saturn conjunction represents frustration related to government restrictions. So these restrictions may revolve around social isolation, border controls, mask wearing, a slowdown of commerce in many geographic regions around the world. In America, leadership in government is in focus, and it's an interesting time during the pre-election build-up period. So there's this rebellious Uranus energy that's influencing people and their fight for freedom in America. And there's this desire to break out of the status quo. With the Venus energies that are harmonising with Uranus, this influences diplomacy with governmental relations. With Pluto's compulsive behaviour during this period, this oversees the destruction of patriarchal systems of governance and everything inauthentic and lacking transparency in the world. During this period, you will see people holding onto 3D thought forms and philosophies may actually phase out of this world. Pluto represents a death of old constructs, thought forms, businesses, paradigms, relationships and laws. So this conjunction period leads to a reassessment of everything in one's life and previous belief systems. For example, the strict lockdown to protect people from the virus is causing havoc on social and economic systems across the world. It causes more harm to people who are subject to strict lockdown protocols with the lack of freedom. The consequences of people expressing their frustrations and lobbying for positive change may come to the forefront during the next month. And old practices that were considered the norm in the past may be erased, and there may be challenges to how people performed status quo in the past. There'll be paradigmatic shifts. During this period, Jupiter has a hard angle to Mars, creating intense reactions to abuses of power and questionable activities. So Jupiter's expansive qualities exaggerate the restriction energies and the intense pressure cooker energies that relate to people's human rights, their freedoms, their freedom of movement, ethics, morality, free speech, people's rights to engage in commerce, make profit, have clean drinking water, have a safe place to live, and so on. So there will be a global fight to stand up for what is right in one's life and challenge the restrictive laws, governmental norms that are passing away throughout 2020. So this may lead to quarrelsome arguments over negotiation of boundaries, and Jupiter and Neptune influences a change and casting away of outdated paradigms that lead to progress and success. So such evolution and success may take longer during these challenging global astrological aspects. The beautiful and harmonious Venus is favourable to Uranus during this period, and this heavily influences new philosophies, new friendships and social circles. Mars has a fiery aspect, and that brings about intense aspects of oneself during this period. This ambitious and courageous Mars energy is very favourable with Leo. So Saturn gives one favourable time to reflect and to wait for matters to change with personal issues and with the global restrictions and the limits on mobility and commerce. So it's wise during this period just to bide one's time. Of course, stand up for one's freedoms. The Mercury's favourable aspect to one's intellect and their ability to communicate peacefully with others and friends, and also internally with oneself during this period. One's mental faculties should be utilised to problem solve around issues that are communicated during the period, and it's important to reassess the rational side of issues when driving forward to achieve one's goals during this time as well. Travel, or the inability to travel, mobility, friendships are also highlighted during this period, and they may be sharing of thoughts and discussions related to the frustration with limitations, tensions growing, and the inability of people to move about freely. With Neptune, it's indicative of a good time to discuss one's dreams, one's beliefs, and to negotiate a new way forward in one's life. So Neptune influences achieving our hopes, beliefs, and dreams. Neptune heralds a rebirth in areas of one's life that are outdated or dead. Lilith, that represents the hidden and the darker issues in life. So there may be frustrations or resentments that come to light from a personal or to a global perspective in certain geographical regions, like, for example, the USA. So there may be attempts at a governmental level to block the truth from surfacing about certain matters of contentious issues. There also holds a time for tense communications and enormous frustrations. So there may be a lot of secret manoeuvres in the dark within some global regions. So globally, we're looking at a time of a subconscious revolution, a revolution of consciousness, when the inability to navigate tense issues may lead to riots, destruction, revolutions, and volatile situations. So good communication and diplomacy is key during this tense period for all parties to amicably resolve outstanding issues. Lilith also conjuncts with the Sun and is in trine with Lilith during this period as well. So around the 20th of August, 20th to 21st of August, there will be some interesting revelations in relation to boundaries. It might be geographical boundaries, the releasing of boundaries, the setting of boundaries, personal boundaries in one's life, isolation boundaries, restriction boundaries in movement around home-based region. So these will come to the surface and may be discussed publicly or privately around the 20th of August. So the Sun leaves Leo around the 22nd to the 23rd of August, and it moves into a rational and practical energy that is hardworking Virgo the following month. So here we have a focus on commerce and getting down to business, and a balancing out of recreational activities and romantic activities with commercial activities or business activities. With the Sun in Virgo, we have intense, ambitious Mars slowing down to a retrograde over the following weeks. Around the 24th of August, Mars conflicts with restrictive Saturn. Here we have some intense, frustrating energies. And the 25th of August, Uranus, with its liberating aspects, harmonises with the intellectual, inventive and communicative planning energies of Mercury. The recent restrictive energies, Mars and Saturn, may be overcome during this day. And there may be a focus on romantic and pleasurable and beatific type energies, with Venus harmonising with the benefic and expansive Jupiter. Alignment is favourable to innovation, pleasure, indulgent behaviours, overeating and good times. The 27th of August is idealistic, dreamy Neptune, harmonising with benefic and pleasurable Venus. This highlights romance during this time. Around the 29th of August, Jupiter harmonises with the communicative planning decision-making Mercury. So there's optimism in planning related to education and also business. Around the 30th of August, Venus and Pluto conjunct. So there's either intense power struggles in relations or positive intimacy in personal relations. There is potential here for confusing communications or hidden secrets that may be exposed. So one should act rationally and diplomatically with their communications during this period. So with these Mercury influences, there are deep Neptune-based romantic feelings that may come to the surface that have long been suppressed or hidden. So around the 1st of September, we have the Pisces full moon, and Pluto and Mercury harmonise, and this is favourable for deep thinking, investigations, learning, academic focus, studying for exams, or retaining information. So this concludes the new moon in Leo reading for the 18th to the 19th of August 2020 over the coming month. This new moon in Leo is an important time to guard against being self-centered, over-opinionated and pushy. The masculine animal spirit totem that is relevant for the new moon in Leo beginning the 18th and 19th of August 2020 is wombat spirit. Be at home. The feminine animal spirit that is relevant for the new moon in Leo beginning the 18th to 19th of August 2020 is nightingale spirit. Love is all around. Wombat spirit, be at home. The message that Wombat spirit brings today is burrowing deep into the ground, remaining safe and sound, well fed with family, in a special trait of the wombat. Home sweet home is always available if you recognise that well-being is a truth of life. Wombat spirit reminds you that to be truly at home in the world, you need to find comfort within your own skin. You do this by accepting all of your experience without judgment, through a deep honesty and a love of life. When you feel the freedom to be yourself, you can begin to truly feel at home in your life, with your family and your tribe. Right now, you're in a beautiful place where you can hang up the coat of your identity and settle into a true sense of home and well-being, understanding that all is well. Everything you do from this place rings true in harmony with spirit. Protection for wombat spirit suggests that could it be more that you're not feeling comfortable in your own skin, thinking that the only way you can be with others is to hide under the protection of a mask or identity you've created to protect yourself from getting hurt. This mask or persona is supposed to make you look strong, but it really just robs you of your integrity. Wombat spirit arrives to nudge you to drop the false masks, because it is not others who will hurt you, it is you who are hurting yourself. when you aren't being authentic. It's okay though, you can course correct if you're willing to be yourself no matter what comes. Even if others are not in agreement with your authenticity, you are safe with Spirit. The message from Nightingale Spirit is love is all around. In the darkness of night, Nightingale Spirit sings her song of love and hope, a harbinger of dawn to remind you that the sun will rise again soon. You are so loved, she says, and the illumination song of the Nightingale Spirit calls you to a new level of self-awareness and connection with the light. Yet there is shadow and darkness, but love and prosperity exist everywhere, even in the seemingly emptiness of space, darkness and a starless night. Hearken to the message, she says, letting the music of Nightingale's song remind you that love is all around. Feel it and trust it in tomorrow's light, renewing your ability to recognize the spaces that appear empty and are filled with love and abundance. Illumination will happen now. Her protection message is the darker the skies, the more it seems the dawn will never appear, but Nightingale Spirit is here to remind you that the sun will shine again. You will soon feel the love and notice the abundance that surrounds you. Sing now, put on some music, or simply sing in the empty space for finding the light within. The Tree Angel Oracle card for the period of 18th of August for the coming month in 2020 is Elder. 3 rules: creativity, movement and travel. Wait and watch, listen and learn. No judgment, no action. Every coin has 2 sides. Every problem has 3 solutions. Find the path that in time will nourish all. Elder's message is trust in abundance, it is yours, and the birthright of every being. Share with open arms, give joyously, and the river will grow. Transform the wastelands. Elder is the nourishing breast of Mother Earth. The incredible proliferation of elder's flowers in the springtime is matched by a wealth of dark berries in the autumn. Its visual display of fertility and growth is proof for us all that elder embodies abundance. And it is characteristic colours, the white of the flowers, the black of the berries, and the deep red of the juice, have long been the 3 colours of the great goddess. The mythological figure of the beloved Earth Mother is represented here in the elder. She sends us nourishment and health. She speaks of abundance, contentment, and calm. Yet even more than this, her message is of joy that streams forth from the centre of all things. Elder knows that scarcity is an illusion, and that we can share our happiness and the fruits of our labour with open arms. If we don't do this with a clear head and a pure heart, however, our actions can degenerate into extravagance and boasting, or laziness and obesity. If we shut ourselves off from the sweet river of abundance, our flow of generosity becomes inhibited, and we develop neediness on many levels. Insatiable hunger and compulsive desires lead to greed and the envy of others. This leads to mental stagnation and a lack of self-worth. Illness and happiness lie in wait for us as a result. Collectively, the increasing disregard of the elder and its many gifts is mirrored by the increasing worship of the god of materialism and the shameless exploitation of the other, meaning, at this level, the earth's resources as well as of other peoples and countries. This is the message of Elder Spirit. The songs that are relevant for this August 19 new moon in Leo period are History Repeating by Miss Shirley, Bassey and Propellerheads, Johnny Farnham, Take the Pressure Down. Thank you for watching, liking and sharing and subscribing. Namaste.